You know, we live in a world that is practically designed for distraction. I mean, our phones are always buzzing, our inboxes are overflowing, our attention is just constantly being pulled in a million different directions. So how in the world do the most creative and successful people manage to produce such incredible work? Well, it turns out they share a secret superpower.
Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Back in 2007, she was trying to finish the final Harry Potter book, and she just found it impossible to focus at home. There were just too many interruptions. So she did something pretty drastic. She checked herself into a 5-star hotel suite in Edinburgh just to escape all that noise and find the focus she needed to complete her masterpiece.
And it's not just her. You can go back decades earlier to a young Bill Gates. He was programming the software that would eventually become the foundation of Microsoft. And for 8 straight weeks, he worked with such extreme, intense focus that he would literally fall asleep right there at his keyboard, wake up an hour or so later, and just pick up exactly where he left off.
So, what's the common thread here? What really connects a fantasy author hiding out in a luxury hotel and a programmer who's building a future empire from his keyboard? What is this secret superpower that lets people do such groundbreaking work?
Well, the answer is a concept called deep work. The author and Professor Cal Newport defines it as this state of intense, distraction-free concentration. And you know, this is the kind of effort that doesn't just get tasks done, it creates brand new value, it sharpens your skills, and it produces results that are just incredibly difficult for anyone else to replicate.
What's really fascinating, though, is that as our world gets more and more connected, the ability to do this kind of focused work has become both incredibly valuable and, at the same time, increasingly rare. In an economy that really rewards complex problem-solving, this ability is basically gold. It's almost like a forgotten superpower, and understanding why is absolutely key.
So to really get what deep work is, it helps to look at what it's not, and that's something called shallow work. This is the stuff that fills most of our days, right? Answering emails, jumping on calls, scrolling through feeds. It's not very demanding on the brain, it's easy for anyone to do, and we often do it while we're distracted. Deep work, on the other hand, that's where the real breakthroughs happen.
And this brings up a really important question. If deep work is the key to producing exceptional results, why is it so darned hard for us to actually do it?
Well, the answer is all around us, isn't it? The modern workplace and our digital lives are practically engineered to prevent deep focus. You've got the constant emails that seem to demand an immediate response, the open-plan offices that create this perpetual state of distraction, and of course, the endless stream of social media notifications. It all conspires to keep us in a state of shallow, reactive work.
Now, we all like to think we have pretty good self-control. But be honest with yourself for a second. When that notification pops up on your phone, or you get that little urge to just quickly check your email, how often do you successfully resist?
Yeah, the research on this is kind of a reality check. A 2012 study found that we only resist the temptation to check email or surf the web about half the time, 50%. That's it. It's basically a coin flip. And this isn't just a failure of willpower. Our brains are hardwired to crave novelty, and our digital world provides an endless, addictive supply.
Okay, but here's the really good news. It is absolutely possible to fight back, because focus isn't just some abstract mindset, it's a muscle, and you can actually rewire your brain to build it.
So here's the crucial point. When you engage in that intense focused work, you are physically changing your brain. Neuroscientists have found that this kind of concentration helps build a fatty tissue called myelin around your neurons. Now think of it like insulating an electrical wire. It lets your brain cells fire faster and more efficiently. So practicing deep work means you're not just trying harder, you're literally building a faster, more capable brain for that specific skill.
Okay, so we get the why. Now let's talk about the how. Let's get really practical with 3 rituals you can start using today to cultivate your own deep work habit.
These 3 steps are designed to systematically build your ability to concentrate. First, we're going to schedule our distractions. Then we'll build a consistent rhythm for focus, and finally, we'll learn how to properly shut down at the end of the day so you can actually recover.
All right, first up, schedule your distractions. Now this is going to sound a little weird, but instead of trying to resist the urge to go online all day long, you intentionally schedule breaks for it. Here's how it works. Keep a notepad nearby. When the urge to check social media hits, don't give in. Just write down, check phone at 2:30 p.m. This trains your brain to hold focus because it knows a break is coming. You're containing the distractions, not letting them control you. Second, you've got to build a rhythm. The best way to make deep work actually happen is to make it a non-negotiable, recurring habit. For most people, the morning is best. And look, start small. Even 1 hour of totally uninterrupted focus a day is a huge win. The goal is to build up to a maximum of about 4 hours, because that level of intensity, it's incredibly demanding.
And finally, the third ritual, perform a shutdown. See, to do deep work tomorrow, you need to give your brain a real break tonight. And that means you have to fully disconnect. So at the end of your workday, just take a few minutes to review any unfinished tasks and make a clear plan for the next day. Getting it out of your head and onto paper lets your mind truly rest.
Cal Newport himself uses this simple but really effective trick to finalize the process. Once he's planned his next day, he literally says out loud, "Shutdown complete." Now, I know, it might sound a little cheesy, but it's a powerful signal to his brain that the workday is officially over. No more thinking about work, no more checking email, it's time to truly recharge.
Look, the ability to perform deep work is a skill. And just like any skill, it takes practice. But in our increasingly noisy world, the rewards for cultivating this kind of focus are just immense. It's the key to producing work that truly matters, work that lasts. Which really leaves just one question. What great work is waiting for you on the other side of distraction?